everyone, how's it going? Matthew Bailey Media here, and welcome to a sort of another movie slash TV show news update. I know it's been a while since I've done one of these, but with the video that came out, I just saw a little bit of a news article this morning when I woke up, and it is related to the live action remake of Tangled. Now we're going to be getting the live action Moana later this year, but when it comes to Tangled, I'm kind of surprised with the two choices they have for the lead actor and actress for Rapunzel and Flynn Rider. I was going to make a video about this way long ago when this whole thing was announced, but I decided to wait to see who they might get to play the characters. But with the two lead actors they currently have Tegan Croft as Rapunzel and Milo Mahim as Flynn Rider, aka Eugene Fitzherbert. Now, these two actors, I looked them up. Tegan Croft is at the current time 21 years old. Not sure. I didn't actually look up when her actual birthday was, so I'm not sure if she'll be already 22 by the time they start filming later this year. But I mean, she is somewhat close enough to the age of 18 where I guess she could pull off looking like she's turning 18 in the movie. And I did notice she's only 5'4", so that's interesting. And then Milo Mahim is currently 24 years old, and he's at the age that I think Flynn Rider was in the original movie, so it would make sense and he's 6'3", so he's taller than Tegan Croft, which that was another thing I was getting a little nervous about, is that they needed to find someone who was taller than the actress they get to play Rapunzel, because when I saw the Tangled for the first time, it literally had you could tell that Flynn was definitely taller than Rapunzel, so that's really good. Now, as for other bits of news, the guy who they got to direct this movie is Michael Gacy, who, if you don't know who that is, he directed a movie known simply as The Greatest Showman, which had Hugh Jackman and Zac Efron in it as P.T. Barnum and his partner. I forgot the name of his partner, but he The Greatest Showman is a musical, and we know that Tangled is also a musical, so we're going to be getting some of the iconic songs like I've Got a Dream and At Last I See the Light and all that sort of stuff. Now, the only character they haven't currently casted yet out of the main characters is Mother Gothel. They were originally eyeing Scarlett Johansson to play the character, but now she apparently signed up to be in both the Batman 2 and I forgot what the other movie was that she signed up for this year. So she won't be able to play the character anymore. So now they got to find somebody else to play her. And some of the other big names that I've been hearing as options are Catherine Hahn, who we last saw as Agatha Harkness in the Agatha All Along show and WandaVision. And I gotta say, I think she could pull off the character, if I'm being totally honest. Now, as for some of the other smaller characters or people in the background, there's the two characters I really think I have the best fan casting for is, of course, the King and Queen of Corona, who are the mother and father to Rapunzel. I mean, they do this with every live-action movie that they release. Even though with Moana coming up, they literally have Dwayne Johnson playing his character again, so he's not really making a cameo per se. Not too sure if the girl who voiced Moana is gonna make a cameo in any way, but the fact that every single modern Disney animated movie that came out that's had a live action remake done, we've at least had some form of cameo from the original actors in the live action films. The most recent example is The Little Mermaid. I think is the best example. We did get a cameo from the original voice actress who voiced Ariel in that film, and And I think it would make total sense to do the same thing with Mandy Moore and Zachary Levi. Now, even though Zachary Levi is not, I think, has had a bit of a falling out with Disney because of the way they did stuff, it sounds like they're trying to make amends for all their mistakes. And I'm really looking forward to seeing if he can come back to Disney, especially because since he is the original voice actor for Flynn Rider, and Randy Moore was the girl who voiced Rapunzel. The two characters that they would make the most sense to have cameos for are the king and queen of Corona. Like, literally, they look, especially Zachary Levi, he looks the part of the way the king looked in the original animated feature. And I think Mandy Moore is in the same boat. She kind of looks like the queen. So having them be playing the king and queen of Corona in the live action film, it just makes the most sense because they only show up really at the beginning, sort of the middle when they do the "I See the Light" song, and right at the end. Like, it would make total sense. So they would actually have more than one cameo. They would have 3 cameos altogether. Unless they decided to expand on the story a little bit and have them actually have speaking lines for this movie, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like I said, it sounds like they are really trying their hardest to cast the right actresses and actors to play the characters in this movie. I mean, we saw how badly Snow White did when it came to casting someone who did not look like the character at all, and they changed some of the details about the character, like why she was called Snow White, and not because of her skin, but because she survived a snowstorm, and people didn't really like that. And Flynn being played by white actors who look like the characters in a way is the best thing for Disney. And I feel like this, because the first movie made around, I think it was like $500 so million. I think it was like it was definitely between 550 and $600 million. And this movie could easily make $1 billion. I mean, we'll see how the live action Moana does, even though this year actually marks 10 years since the original animated movie came out. So not even just a decade has gone by since the original animated film came out. But with Tangled, it's been currently 16 years. But by the time they release the live action movie, it'll be 17 years. So, I mean, that's a little bit longer, but hey, it's better than nothing. And like I said, Lilo and Stitch actually did better because they cast actual Hawaiian actresses who looked more like the characters and were from Hawaii to actually portray the character of Lilo and Nani. So that was kind of cool. Now, as to who I wanted to play the characters, the 2 actors that I wanted to see playing Rapunzel and Flynn Rider, for Rapunzel, I was kind of choosing between Freya Sky and McKenna Grace. Mainly because those 2 are both known singers in their, not just as actors in their singing career. And as for Flynn Rider, the only person technically Milo Mahim was one of the 2 dudes I was choosing between, and the other was Mason Thames. And the reason why I say Mason Thames is because even though he's only like 18 years old, going on 19 soon, unfortunately you do have McKenna Grace is technically older than him, but he is still taller than her, so he could easily pull off looking older than she does. And plus, I think both of them have great chemistry together. I mean, they were just on a movie that I haven't seen myself, but it was called Regretting You or something. I'm not sure that's what it was actually called, but it was a movie that just came out last year that they were a part of together, and they had great chemistry, and they were playing love interest with each other, and I thought, you know what, that would make total sense. And like I said, Freya Sky, she is only, I think, 16 at the moment, but she will probably be 17 going into the filming of the movie, and it would make total sense because the character of Rapunzel is supposed to be 17 going on 18 years old, just becoming of legal age to be able to start like doing stuff with older guys, and it would make sense why Flynn Rider would try to, flirt with her. But having Mason Thames play the character would have made it easier because the guy is younger than McKenna Grace, and even if it's just by a year or 2, but because he was taller than her, it would have probably worked. But I can see why they chose an actress who was a little bit older than 18, but not by much. Again, she's only 20. Tegan Croft is only 21 years old at the moment. And I guess that, and even if she's 22 by the time they start filming, she's only 4 years off of the current age that Rapunzel is, but she's short enough to where I think she can pull it off. Because if she's 5'4", I need to look up how tall Rapunzel was in the original film to see if she matches. So, anyways, that's really all I'm going to say about this. I just thought you guys should know about this news, and as always, I will see all of you guys in the next video.